Hi guys, welcome back to this channel. Today we'll be looking at some logical functions in Excel. So what are these logical functions? They are functions that allows you to perform comparison based on a given criteria or condition with the data and return a specific result if those conditions or criteria are met. So what are these functions we'll be looking at? Looking at the if function, the and function, the not function, the sub function, the or function. Alright, let's check out practical examples where these functions are used. Join me.
Okay, so the first logical function we'll be looking at in this video is the if logical function. The if logical function is a key logical function that can be used for making decisions. It is also used to determine a value based on a given criteria or a given condition. And with if logical function, you can still tell Microsoft Excel the kind of result it should bring out if the condition or criteria is not met. So we have a table here that contains record of some people, their age, the income they earn, and if they are employed or not, their credit scores, and their risk level. So we have some given criteria or conditions here. So we're using the logical functions, the if, and, or, and the rest to get the details or values for the remaining columns. So the first criteria is that in the high income column, return true if the income is greater than 50,000, otherwise return false. So I'm going to be using the if logical function now. I'm saying equal to if what? If the criteria, the local test now is the criteria. That is your first argument, the criteria. Criteria is that the income must be greater than 50,000. So if the first cell in the income column is greater than 50,000, comma, so what should it return? That is value if true. I want it to return true. So the next, if I should put comma now, let me go back. Now I didn't put comma. I also wanted to note something. Anytime you see your argument in a square braces or square brackets, it means that argument is optional. You can decide to add it in and you can decide not to. So I'm not going to put the value if false. By default, if you don't add this, by default, Microsoft Excel will just return false by default. If you don't add what should be shown. So I'm just going to hit the enter button and I'll get the value for this. So once I'll just copy the formula downwards, and you see, anywhere you see true, it means that condition was met. You can see 75 is greater than 50,000. You're saying false here because 30 is not up to 50,000. So anyway you see false, the condition was not met, and anyway you see true, the condition was met. So the next one here is, the second criteria here is that return true if the credit score is less than 600, otherwise return false. So come in here, equal to, always start your formulas or functions with equal to sign. If, then what is the logical test? What is the condition? That's your first criteria. What is the condition given? That is that the credit score must be less than 600. So I'll come here, select the first cell in credit score, then less than, type in my operator less than what? 600, comma, what should be the value if true? What should it return? Return true. Then I'll leave the value if false. I would want Microsoft Excel to return the default for value if false. I'll hit enter. Then let me fill down the formula. So you can see now, where you see false, check the credit score. It is not less than 600. Then where you see true, it is less than 600. You can see 550 is less than 600. The next criteria here is that return true if the risk level is high, otherwise return false. So I come in here, equal to if logical test, that is what is the criteria, the given condition is that the risk level is equal to high. So for text, anytime you're typing in a text in a formula, you have to type it in between double quotation marks. So text, I'm going to type in high because that's the criteria that the risk level must be equal to high, comma, so what should be the value if true? Let it return true. So I'll leave Microsoft Excel to return a value if false. So you're saying if the risk level is high, return true. You just select the first cell in that risk level column. I'll hit enter. Then I'll fill down. So you can see now that Anywhere you see false, the risk level is not high, is low, medium, low, medium. So that's that on that. So for this next criteria, we are saying if age is greater than 50, the value for meeting that criteria should be senior. The value for not meeting that criteria should be not senior. So in this case now, you can impute what you want to see if the value is not true or if the value is false. So equal to if. One beautiful thing about Microsoft Excel is anytime you type in a formula, you get to see what that formula is used for. Equal to if. What is logical test? Logical test is that age is greater than 50. So I'll come here to let the first one in the age column greater than 50. Then comma. So what next? That is the value if true. So what should be shown if the value or the criteria is met? I wanted to show senior. Then otherwise, comma now, value if false. If that criteria is not met, what should be the result that should be shown? Show not senior. Not senior. And I close my parentheses and I'll hit enter. So you can see now you are seeing not senior, and that's because for this person, the person's age is just 25, which is not up to 50. Not talk of greater than 50. So I'll fill down. So anyway you see not senior, the criteria was not met, it was not up to, the age is not up to 50. So when you see senior, the age is greater than 50. Alright, so that's that on if function. Then the next function we'll be looking at is the AND function. The AND function is used to compare two criteria or two conditions together. Then it will return true if both conditions are met. Both conditions must be met for the AND function. So here we have a criteria here that if the income is high and if such person is a senior, these are the condition. We want it to return true for it. So one thing you should note about the AND function, it will not ask you to specify what should be shown if the value is true or if the value is false, like in the if function. So all you have to do is just type in your conditions, then it will return true if those conditions are met. I'm saying equal to and then the first argument here is the logical one, that is your criteria one. The first criteria is that the person must have or earn high income. So I'll just come here, select the first cell in the high income column, then equal to true. Don't forget that when you look at the values in the high income, anywhere you see true, it means that person earns high income. When you see false, it means the person does not earn high income. So true, comma. So the moment I put in comma, you can see that the next argument here is logical 2, is now active, logical 2. So this, which is the second criteria. The second criteria is that the person must be a senior. So I'll just come here, select the first cell in the senior column, then equal to, now type in senior. Now close my parentheses. So you can see first, you can see we have logical 3, then dot. It means if you have more than one criteria, you can still continue. More than two criteria, you can still continue imputing them into the formulas. So I just have just two criteria. I'll just close the parentheses and hit enter. Then I'll fill down. So let's look at it together. You're saying false here. When you look at the two conditions given, of course, high income, the person does not have high income and the person is not a senior. So a value using for returning true. Let's look at the second one. You can see the person is not a senior, but the person earns high income. One of the conditions was met, but the other was not met. But still, it returned false. That's because for AND function, both conditions must be met, else it will return false. So let's look at OR function. OR function is also used for comparing two conditions or criteria together. But for OR function, it will return true if at least one of the conditions was met. So let's look at this criteria for it. We have it must be high income or low credit. So let's look at it. Equal to, or the first argument is logical 1, which is like the first criteria. The first criteria is that the person must earn high income. So I'll come here, so the first cell in high income, then equal to, now type in true, comma, the logical 2, which is like the second criteria. The second criteria is that the person must have low credit. So I'll come here, so the first cell in low credit equal to true. I think that's just the two criteria we have. Close my parentheses and hit enter. So I have false. Let me fill down the formula for the rest. So you are seeing this, you're seeing false here. Let's check out if the criteria was met. So high income, this person does not earn high income, and person does not have low credit too. So valid reason for returning false. Let's check out true. You can see for true, the person does not have low credit but earns high income. You can see one of the criteria was met, but then and the other was not met, and it still returned true. Let's check out for false. For false means both criteria were not met. Both criteria were not met at all. So anywhere you see true, it's either both criteria were met or at least one of the criteria was met. You can see true for high income, then false for low credit, and it's still returned true. So that's that for the or function. For the and function, I repeat again, both criteria must be met for it to return true. For the or function, at least one of the criteria must be met to return true. So let's look at not function. What not function will do? Not function will return the reverse of the logical. It will return the reverse of it. Instead of true, to return false. Instead of false, it will return true. So equal to. Now let's look at the condition here. We want to return those that don't earn. We want to know those that don't earn high income. So it's going to be equal to not. It only takes one argument, which is just what is that argument, or just a single argument. So we only want to see those that don't earn high income. So I'll just come here, select the first cell in high income, equal to, I'll put true. And I'll close my parentheses and hit enter. And I'll fill down. So what you do, anywhere you see false here in the high income, you will see true in not. Anywhere you see true, you will see false. So with this now, I can, anywhere I see true, I know these people don't have high income. Anywhere I see true, I know, okay, these people don't have high income. True, does not have high income. True, does not have high income. True, does not have high income. So not will only, it will invert the Boolean value. That's what you get for using the not function. So the next function is the XOR function. It also used to compare two criteria or conditions together. But what it will do is that it will check if exactly one of the condition is true, and it will return true. So let's see, equal to XOR. You can see return a logical exclusive or of all arguments. Double click on it. Then the first argument, let's look at it. The first one is it must be high income and low credit. So I'm going to come here, select the first cell in high income, now equal to, then type in true, then comma, low credit, equal to, type in true, and I'll close my parentheses and I'll hit enter. I'll fill down. So you can see it's almost the same thing with or function. So for the or function, the only difference for the or function is that at least one of the conditions must be met. For the XOR function, exactly one of the conditions must be met. So to check if exactly one of the condition is true and return true, otherwise it will return false. So we have this, we almost have the same value with the or function, almost the same value. So at least one of the conditions for or must be met. For XOR, exactly one of the conditions must be met. So that's that on the XOR function. So I'm going to use if function now. We want to use this if function to determine let's say I want to check if the person is a senior, and I'm going to be combining the if and function. So if the person is a senior and the person earns high income, I want to give priority. Otherwise, I want to specify that it should be if the person meets the criteria, which is the person must be a senior and must earn high income, categorize them under priority. Otherwise, categorize them under standard. So I'm just going to come here, equal to if, because I have just two criteria. So for me to return priority, both criteria must be met. So I have to use the and function now. And then what is the first argument? The first criteria is that high income equal to true. Then the second criteria is that the person must be a senior equal to senior. So I'll close my parenthesis. Then you can see now, the moment I put my comma, you see this becomes active. Value if true. So what should be shown if the criteria are met? I want to categorize those people under priority. Then otherwise, if those conditions are not met, categorize them under standard. Then I'll close my parenthesis now and I'll hit enter. So you can see now that we have standard. So I'll fill down. So combining the if and and function, I've been able to group these people into standard, priority based on the two criteria I give, that you must earn high income and you must be seniors. So that's how you use your if functions and or XOR NOT functions and the combinations of both functions together. Alright, thank you very much for watching. Please do well to like, share and subscribe to this channel not to miss out from the upcoming videos. Alright, thank you.